Okay. So this is turning into one of the most wild stories in the WNBA right now. Seems like everyone, you got coaches, you got players, everyone now is taking shots at the WNBA as a whole, for how it's led, how it's officiating, especially. And we even have this crazy sentence here, that the league has failed to sufficiently address the issues with officiating, compensation for players, and the state of overall product. She also alleged, okay, that the WNBA commissioner told her in a private conversation that superstar Caitlin Clark and other young standouts should be on their knees in gratitude for the platform that the league has given them. Ooh, that's a rough one. That's a rough one, because the league should be on their knees for Caitlin Clark, obviously. But I'm not even going to talk about that right now. Because again, everyone now wants to rip the WNBA. Everyone's ripping the WNBA. And the refs and all this type of stuff. I need to know, where were those voices when Caitlin Clark was literally being abused and banged up all season long? That's what I want to know. When the players were trying to pretend, oh, the league's soft on Caitlin. Stop trying to prioritize Caitlin Clark. They gaslit everyone. And then Caitlin Clark's very own coach came out and said, oh, they officiate Caitlin Clark differently. Like, they let more fouls happen, and I don't know why. And she smiled during it. She's like, nah, there's just nothing we can do. Why didn't she blast the league? Why didn't the Indiana Fever blast the league? Why is it that other players are doing it now? The Indiana Fever never really did it. No one ever rose to support Caitlin Clark, let alone her coach. And now players and other coaches, now that it affects them directly, now they want to cry about it. Now they want to have complaints about it. Now they want to discuss the issues around the WNBA. But when it involved Caitlin Clark, it was silence. It was silence. I mean, that's a disgrace. That's a disgrace. Let me speak about this only when it affects me personally. But when we can clearly see it as clear as day, that Caitlin Clark's essentially career is being derailed because of how poorly the WNBA is run right now, everyone's going to be quiet about it. No one's really going to talk about it. And then you're going to gaslight the fans who were just like, what is going on? And Caitlin Clark's own organization isn't doing enough to support it. You have to have other disgruntled players and coaches. I mean, this whole thing is such a mess right now. Have you watched these shows? Is anyone talking about the WNBA right now? They have the playoffs going on, some interesting matchups. No one's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. None of the major shows and the major networks are talking about it. The ratings are not through the roof. Guys, it's not just about play here, because even here we have the best players in the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now we have the worst leadership in the world. Doesn't even matter if you're the best players in the world. You need interesting. You need faces. You need personalities. You need the Caitlin Clarks. You need the fans. And right now, there's like no one talking about it. None. It's like pretty non-existent right now. Because of the WNBA's leadership. Because of how they're going about it. And maybe if you spoke up before and didn't wait until the very end when it finally affected you, maybe you could have gotten somewhere now. Maybe you could have actually doubled down on the success that you had when Caitlin Clark came in. And then you could have springboarded that success with the Pages of the WNBA, with the Angel Reeses of the WNBA, and anyone else who's now coming back in the fold. But no, you tried to keep squashing it and pushing it down and rejecting it and denying it. And now you're just in an incredibly messy situation right now. An incredibly messy situation. This should be peak WNBA time right now. And it just doesn't exist. It's sad. It's a missed opportunity. But it's amazing to see all of these coaches, all of these players, all of this stuff. And yet they want to talk about it now. Officiating lapses are a form of self-sabotage. I don't know, man. It's just a mess. It really is a mess. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Honestly. This season got so derailed when it should have been really exciting and fascinating. And it just hasn't been. And it's so funny because even when you look it up, you try to find the ratings and all this, they still try to gaslight you. They still try to cook the books. They're still trying to be like, no, it's actually pretty good even without Caitlin Clark. One, ignoring the big boost that she brought you in the first place. So now you have some overflow. But still the fact that it's down from what it could have obviously been. But they're still trying to pretend, oh, Caitlin Clark's not as big of a part of it, or this or that, or the playoffs are still good, and the ratings were still good, and we still had one of the best seasons we had, blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, because of the avalanche that Caitlin Clark brought in. And it's like all the Caitlin Clark fans have been trying to tell you that these people are more than just Caitlin Clark fans. They become WNBA fans. But that also will only last so long. And also, the synergistic growth that you could have had here could have literally been through the roof. Through the roof. Caitlin Clark competing for a WNBA championship, but because of awful, disgraceful officiating and them doing nothing about it, it's just not there now. It's not a story. It's not a conversation. Could you imagine what the WNBA would look like right now with Caitlin Clark in the WNBA finals in year 2? It would be epic. It would be shattering. It would have been the biggest WNBA season of all time, with the most watched WNBA finals of all time. And the amount of fans and the fever about the fever would be through the roof. It would be so insane. And it's all not there now. And so try to pretend, well, it's still pretty good. You're just losing your mind here. It's a difference between the Super Bowl and like a really good Sunday. And yeah, that was a great week 7 game. It was like, yeah, it was a great game. Yeah, there was a lot of people watched. 30 million watched. Well, 300 million people watched the Super Bowl. There's a little bit of a difference. There's a little bit of a difference. Just a little bit. You're trying to create a movement here. You're trying to create a revolution here. You're trying to create something special here. And if these people actually spoke up when it mattered most, not when it just affected them, we could be there right now. But instead, we're not. And now everyone just wants to cry when it affects them personally. It's not how you get there. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about now? Apparently, everyone's blasting the WNBA. It's okay to do it now. And when Caitlin Clark fans and everyone else was doing it, it was just all privilege and this or that, all that nonsense. But now it's okay. Now everyone else is doing it, so it's fair game. It's A-okay. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.